A little red light cameras today with St. Charles County Councilmember Joe Brazel. Joe, welcome back to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, McGraw.
Also with us, Matt Hay. Matt, you are part of a website, run as a website, owner of a website, wrongonred.com.
I am. Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to get to red light cameras in a second. But, Joe, while we have you here, just a quick note. In St. Charles County, you spearheaded the reason and you spearheaded the cause to ban over-the-counter sales of cold medicine containing pseudoephedrine in St. Charles County, correct?
That is correct.
Is it in unincorporated St. Charles County or in all of St. Charles County?
All of St. Charles County.
So I live in Cottleville. I go to the Walgreens or the CVS there in Cottleville to buy cold medicine with pseudoephedrine. I need a prescription from a doctor.
Yes, it can be a phone-in prescription, and it's good for the duration of however long you need it. You don't need a prescription every time, yes.
The St. Charles County Council, what was the vote on that?
We voted, it was a majority. Everyone voted in favor of it.
Unanimous.
Yes.
It was. I just want it on the record. I want all other elected officials to hear that it was unanimous.
Correct.
Okay. In St. Charles to ban over-the-counter sales of cold medicine. Have you seen a difference or has, people aren't tapping people walking into Walgreens for cold medicine, right?
No, we don't have the Smurfs hanging out around Walmarts and stuff like that, the big groups going in and buying multiple packs. We don't have that, but you're seeing a spike in St. Louis County of purchases of pseudoephedrine.
Because those people are bypassing St. Charles County.
If St. Louis County cooperated with us, because Lincoln and Jefferson County did cooperate, we did it as a tri-county effort.
Right.
If St. Louis County did something, it would probably work a lot better.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. But
yes.
you should be applauded for what you did. And a lot of politicians come on this show and like, well, I don't know. But St. Charles County did it unanimously.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you guys should be commended for it. All right. Also, in terms of full disclosure, I live in St. Charles County. Now, you want to put on the ballot in St. Charles County a measure that says what?
It will ban red light cameras throughout all municipalities and unincorporated county in St. Charles County. It will be put on the ballot in August so that people can vote on it, so that people have the choice to choose whether or not they think our county should have red light cameras or not.
Okay, that's officially going to be on the ballot?
No, it has to. Monday night at 7 o'clock, we have a council meeting at the county council, and the county council members have to vote in favor of it for it to be on the ballot. It's a ballot initiative.
What is your thought? Is it going to pass?
It's real close. We've got some council members who are concerned. They're not focused on the facts, and they're more worried about what the other elected officials and politicians are thinking. So it concerns me that it may not pass. It depends on how much pressure they receive from the constituents, and we may be able to get it in a positive direction.
The argument is that should St. Charles County tell St. Peter's what they can and can't do with their traffic laws?
Well, as a charter county, we have the right to do that. It's in our Constitution. And also, the roads are used by everybody in the county. They're not just St. Peter's. It's not just, you don't have a fence around St. Peter's. And so everybody in the county has to drive through St. Peter's, or you have to drive around. So it's everyone in the county's roads.
Okay. Matt, you're here. You're the expert when it comes to all this red light camera stuff.
I am.
Okay. St. Peter's is different, and I'm going to need you to talk right into the microphone. St. Peter's is different because they take a picture of the driver, and I think almost everywhere else takes pictures of the license plate.
Yes. It depends almost on which week you ask St. Peter's, though. They've had about 3 different iterations of their ordinance in the last 6 months to try and comply with the various appellate court decisions that have come down. Most recently, the Supreme Court has declined to take up the case of Arnold, which in the city of Arnold, they used rebuttable presumption, which is what you're referring to, that they take a picture of the license plate and then assume that vehicle owner was indeed the driver. Whereas my understanding, St. Peter's now, and they've seen a huge decline in the number of citations they issue, is now taking a picture of the driver and going through some measures, and I'm not sure exactly what they are. I haven't seen them disclosed publicly to determine that the person sitting in the driver's seat is somehow indeed the person they're issuing the citation to.
Okay. Your website, rightonred.com. Wrongonred.com. Take us through some numbers here when it comes to red light camera tickets.
Okay, sure. What kind of numbers are you looking for?
Well, they will tell you, the people who are in favor of red light cameras will tell you that they make the roads safer. They will tell you that the number of red light camera tickets have gone down because people know the red light cameras are there. They're more attentive and therefore safer drivers.
And those are some strong claims to make. Unfortunately, they're just claims, and the statistics don't back them up. I think Mr. Brazel can confirm that in St. Peter's they've actually seen about a 30% increase in total accidents since they've put the systems in. The city of Kansas City, their police department just did a review in January of 2012. And that ended up being between a 24 and a 29% increase at those monitored intersections in accidents overall. And the city of Ellisville, which most recently actually voted to cancel their contract with the camera vendor, saw a 24% increase in accidents. So, I mean, to make the argument that they're for safety isn't borne out.
You're saying that in intersections where red light cameras are, you're saying that the accidents have gone up.
They have.
Joe, do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I have the statistics sent to us over from St. Peter's Police Department. This was prior to them knowing what we were going to do.
Right.
And at all the intersections, if you have add up the numbers, there's a 30% increase in accidents and 30% increase in injuries. 2 years. What we did is looked at 2 years before the cameras and 2 years after the cameras.
T-bones, rear end accidents.
There's more rear end collisions, which causes more accidents because people see that they realize there's a red light camera there, and when the yellow light is on, they slam on their brakes, and then there's a rear end collision, and that's why there's more accidents.
I have actually done that numerous times, where you see the red light, and the person you think the person in front of you is going to go through it. They stop, and you're going to either, I don't know how safe driving this is. You're going to run it with them. Or, you're going to draft along with them, or, you think you're going to make it, and then they stop, and then you rear end into them. That hasn't happened to me, but it has come close. So, do you have any numbers as to how many people actually pay the red light camera fine?
It varies. I would say across the board, the figure is always very low. It depends on what municipality we're talking about. I know Arnold had about a 30%, back when I was a city councilman in the city of Arnold, it was about a 30% payment rate.
Mm-hmm.
There's no mechanism whatsoever to go after the offenders for these tickets.
Mm-hmm.
However, my understanding in St. Peter's is that, and Joe can probably attest to it, St. Peter's processes them a bit differently than any of the other municipalities in the state.
Right. Now, we're talking a lot about St. Peter's and Arnold. What about the city of St. Louis? These similar numbers in the city of St. Louis?
Yes, the numbers are very, very low. In fact, I know of one anecdotal story from Senator Jim Lemke, or former Senator Jim Lemke, where the gal in front of him in court had 100 unpaid red light camera citations when she faced the judge.
Well, I don't have an anecdote. I do also have an anecdotal story of State Senator Jim Lemke. He said on this very airwaves that I asked him, what should we do if we get a red light camera ticket? And he told people not to pay the red light camera tickets while he was driving to court to pay his red light camera ticket. So I questioned Senator Lemke on this issue for all sorts of reasons. But I have 5 red light cameras. Well, before I get into that, of all the issues I've ever talked about on talk radio for the last 20 years, this is the most questioned public policy I've gotten throughout the years. So this is it, number one. When I come back, I have 5 red light camera tickets. I have paid for none of them. Every once in a while, I get a letter from a law firm in Texas telling me that I owe $500. I've been pulled over by real police officers and given real speeding tickets. I've paid my taxes. I've done all these things. They've never come after me in any way, shape, or form. However, someone else in this room has been arrested for red light camera violations, and I believe he's the only one I've ever heard of to be arrested. Is that correct?
As far as I know, sometimes I wonder if it was more to make a political public statement.
We're going to come back and talk more about that with Joe Brazel and Matt Hay. Joe Brazel, St. Louis County Council member Joe Brazel, and Matt Hay, who is the founder of a website called WrongOnRed.com. The Sound Room